Has anyone seen Tommy Conway? Welcome back to Where Robins Walk. Hope you're doing well. This is 20 minutes of Bristol City chat, and just as happens every year, Middlesbrough rock up to Ashton Gate and they leave empty-handed. We're reviewing that 2-0 win over the Borough with Liam, and Del is back this week. Thank you again for your company. We're also asking the question, have we turned a question with Sinclair Armstrong? We'll get Liam and Del's view on all of that in a second. But a very Merry Christmas to you. Nothing like 3 points in the bag to make us feel a little bit more sprightly this festive season. Coming up then, Steve says, I can't help but love Sinclair Armstrong. He drove me insane previously, but oh my God, he's turned a corner. He's in beast mode. Fair play, Sinks. Coming up this week then, we're going to ask Liam and Del to give a gift to any player, any fan base across the Championship. Who or what will they choose? Who's been the best away support that we've seen at Ashton Gate so far this season? Who's our player of 2025? And to finish off with, we're doing our alphabet and our Encyclopedia Bristol City with the letter K. Welcome back, you two. Hey, that was a good one, wasn't it, Liam?
Yeah, it's. I think it was a deserved 3 points. Depends which side of the coin you're looking at, really. The Middlesbrough fans were saying they battered us. Yeah, they had possession. Like we said previously, possession doesn't win you games, goals does. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see clean sheet, especially with O'Leary coming back in with Vitek being injured. I thought he had a big statement to make. A couple of dodgy moments, but it's expected being rusty. He's not played since May. So yeah, no, it was good overall. Good performance and a good win.
Yeah, I mean the stats would suggest, as you said there, Liam, and that. Yeah, expected goals 0.87, 27 shots they had, only three on target there, 0 big chances, 72% possession as well, Del. I mean, it suggests that was a stick 10 men behind the ball. Was it exactly that?
No, not really. I mean, I think obviously second half we sat in a little bit deeper, and then we let them have. We sort of. They tried to play through us. We packed in the middle of the pitch and forced them wide, and we defended a lot of the balls in the box. Got some great blocks in them. But the first half, it could have been 3-3. Honestly, it could have been any score. It was chaotic. It was, even though we didn't have a lot of the ball, where Middlesbrough pushed a lot of players forward, especially in the first half, where they had a lot of the ball. They left them. Liam will tell you, they left themselves short at the back, and every time we turned the ball over, we literally at times we had a 2-on-2. Where they committed so many men forward, and it made a real open game. So we were a little bit. We obviously took our chances yesterday, but we, like Struber said after the game, we weren't. Once we won the ball, there was a few chances where we could have played it quicker and got in behind, and we didn't do that. But it made for an open game because they came really the role. And if you look at the way they've been playing, they've been scoring a lot of really goals. I knew the first 20 minutes or so it was going to be really, really tough against them. Very, very fluid. Their movement was great. I mean, Tommy Conway. His all-round game looks better. He's not scoring a lot of goals, but the amount of times he picked up good areas yesterday and threading balls in behind caused us all sort of problems. And the one game where we had to go forward at the back against a team like Middlesbrough, there were some big open spaces first half, and we got found out got a little bit lucky first half. But like Liam said, I think we deserved that luck anyway over the last two or three games where we haven't got much. And then, like Liam said, I think as longer the game went on, I thought we got more composed, and the substitution of Atkinson turned the game really. So deserved 3 points in the end. But yeah, like you said, you make your own luck, don't you? And we looked nice and composed at the end, which was great to see.
Super. I'll let you both talk about Sinclair Armstrong. Then he's probably had the most column inches of any Bristol City player, maybe apart from Reece, maybe in the recent months. Liam, has he turned a corner for you?
I think he's been more effective in games. I think, unfortunately for him, I think centre forwards are judged on goals, and he's still not scoring. Although he's making the runs and he's causing problems for teams. There's no two ways. He's always going to, with his pace, his directness, his power, his strength. He is going to cause problems, but he just needs to find his shooting boots. When he starts putting in the goals, he was unlucky yesterday. He forced a good save out of their keeper. But for me, strikers they're obviously judged on the goals they score. So he's got to start scoring. When he starts scoring, he'll be he'll be a force to reckon with. But in recent weeks, yeah, I would say he's been more effective.
Del, have you found yourself more frustrated or fascinated with Armstrong this season?
No, I think it's clear. You can see the last probably since after the international break. Well, I think we first came back against Norwich at the end of October.
Yeah,
You could
I
see
agree.
quite clearly see that difference when he came on and we were under the cosh at Norwich and he had to play up front on his own. But I think the other thing which has helped him is having someone up front alongside him. And I think where Reece is, they seem to sort of, the more games they're playing, again, I thought yesterday they linked up quite well at times. So I think having someone up top alongside him works quite well. His hold up plays and his link up play is so much better, so much cleaner. He got obviously absolutely cream crackered as the game went on, and a couple of times when the ball got, Liam would tell you probably, the ball got played up, and 3 or 4 times last 15 minutes the ball kept bouncing off him. I think that's where he was tired. But I mean, there was one particular moment yesterday, and I thought this is where he's matured. And Liam's right; he's got to add goals to his game. But I thought it was really good. I think it was like the 90th minute, the ball got played in, and he's gone literally made a run in his own half, and he's gone all the way through, and he could have slipped a pass into McCory, but he's carried on running. And to be honest, you could have opened up the stadium gate, should have carried on running down North Street the way he was running, and he took it right into the corner and won a corner in the 90th minute. And I thought again that was more mature. Again, he's starting to think about the team as well and the run. So I would say he's more intelligent. But like Liam said, he's judged on his goals, and if a new striker does come in January, that's when he needs to start delivering, because otherwise he's gonna. There's a big few games coming up now, the next 3 or 4 games before January, and when we have coming in. So yeah.
I completely agree with the whole maturity thing, because as you alluded to, then you go back to the Norwich game, the same sort of thing happened in the 90th minute there. He ran it to the corner, but instead of trying to hold it there and waste time, he's played the ball back to centre midfield and almost give it away. So even with the space, with a couple of months, he has shown a bit more of in-game understanding.
The Man of the Match award went to him, of course. However, many fans said it should have gone to this fella. Instead, Scattered Dream says Dickey was outstanding today, anticipated everything. Dickey and the fullbacks had some of their best defensive games today. Yeah, Rob Dickey Dell should have got man of the match. Were you on that? You on that boat?
I actually, believe it or not, it was a tough one because there were so many good performances. I mean, Cam Pring, he second half he was outstanding as well. I thought Dickey was brilliant, but I thought I've been a little bit, for a guy that struggled the last couple of months, I thought Ross McCrory was absolutely outstanding. I mean, he won so many duels, and for the lack of cover he had in front of him, especially the first half, where Twy basically left him 2-on-1, and he was up against Tommy Conway as well, and he literally won every duel. So I thought McCrory was brilliant, and Dickey again. But I think that the 5 we ended up at the end of the game, where you had Viner naturally on the right, which obviously gives us so much balance. Atkinson on the left, Dickey in the middle, McCrory right wing back, Pring left wing back. That is a top 6, back line there. And someone said, I think last night, we're now 8 clean sheets, and we're now joint top in the Championship for clean sheets with Coventry. So it tells you we've got it right at the back. It's just now obviously going forward of where we can start scoring more goals.
Yeah. Liam, when the team sheet was announced, it's disappointing to read that your fan base turned on Max O'Leary massively. Chris says it's so deflating see who's in goal. Vitek's going to be our biggest miss through injury. I don't have much confidence in Max, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. And then, of course, with the clean sheet, Wes says clean sheet for Max O'Leary for all those when the team sheet came out, by the way. What's happened? Why have we, as a fan base, got such a downer on Max O'Leary?
I honestly don't know. I think he's got a mistake in him, but what goalkeeper hasn't? Look at our first goal yesterday. Middlesbrough's keeper should have done a hell of a lot better. In fact, it shouldn't have gone in, really. I could have probably saved it. I'm 5'6". So, but O'Leary, he's a good Championship goalkeeper. You look back to when we played Sunderland last year at their place. All their fans were saying if Patterson was to leave, O'Leary would be the one they would sign. A lot of their Sunderland fans were saying that's the team that got promoted in the end. I think he gets some unjust stick, like a lot of our players do. But he's a good Championship keeper. He's come back. Yeah, he's had a couple of shaky moments. But I've said it before. I don't think if he hadn't been injured in the pre-season, I think the injury went back to QPR where he rolled his ankle the tail end of last season. I think if he was fit and ready to go, we wouldn't have signed Vitek. Now, take from that what you will. That could be just my opinion. It probably is just my opinion. But I've got no problem with O'Leary playing in goal. He makes some good saves. When he does make the good saves, people do applaud it, and they chant his name. So I just don't know where this. I think we've been spoilt with Vitek, but like I said, he has made a few big errors this season.
Yeah.
And if O'Leary had made those errors, he'd have got absolutely slandered for it.
Yeah. Where do you stand on it, Del? Cheers, Liam.
Like Liam said, he's spot on. We've been spoilt with Vitek, really. I think with Vitek, he's such a big physical presence. The only thing I would have over him, I think he does better rather than Max is where he comes for crosses, and sometimes Max isn't that commanding presence when he comes for crosses, shot stopping. As the game went on yesterday, he made some great saves second half. Liam's right. You've got to remember that this guy, he helped us finish 6th last season. So he's not a rubbish goalkeeper by any stretch of the imagination. And I think if he's out of contract at the end, if City don't tie him down or we decide to go somewhere, I'm sure there'll be other Championship clubs coming in for him. So he's only going to get better, and he's had a long time out. The only thing I think that didn't help him, to come straight back in yesterday, which obviously he needed to, but he didn't have any under 23 games. Or I thought that was quite strange not to have any match practice at all. I thought that was really bizarre for him to come in, and the last time he played would have been the second leg against Sheffield United at the end of last season, the playoffs. So that's a long time, not to get any sort of match practice of any sort is quite bizarre.
Okay.
I think he played one game for the 23s, and he conceded a goal in like 5 minutes, and he got absolutely slandered for that. But as you just said, though, he's out of contract in the summer. Now, for me, if we don't, I think I mentioned it. I did a thing on my TikTok about it. If we don't tie him down to a contract, the club will go out and sign 2 goalkeepers in the summer. So there's no way when they're getting Vitek back on a permanent, because United already turned that away. Now, if O'Leary does decide, he'd be 29 when his contract runs out. 29 for a goalkeeper is in just about hit their prime. So if the club don't do something with that soon, and he does leave for free, like Dale said, there will be plenty of teams out there that will look at him. We'll have to go and sign 2 keepers, because Lumley is not a number 1.
Right, let us know your thoughts on all the above. 2 away games to come then. We've got to go to the Hawthorns and, of course, to Millwall before the end of the season. That's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? That fixture coming around so quickly after you've both been charged and everything. We'll be watching that one with some interest. We want to, first of all, wish everyone who watches this have a really enjoyable Christmas and a new year. We're delighted to have this nice little community growing here, watching this 20 minutes every single week. And thank you to all our team from Liam and Ben and Sam. And of course Ethan as well, who hopefully will be back in the new year with us. We're all fighting flus and everything at the moment. And thank you, Del, of course, for being along with us. Quick questions for you then this week. Christmas season, so it's a season of goodwill. So who's the best fan base, Liam, that's visited Ashton Gate so far this season?
If I was looking at it, I'd probably say, I know it's a bit of a quick one to say, but I would say Charlton. The opening day, to see them back in the Championship, they filled that away and they made quite a bit of noise. I'd say for me it would be Charlton, just for the sense that they've come back and their fans were. It was the opening, our first home game of the season. So, but I like Charlton when they came.
Well, Del, 2025 ends in a couple of weeks' time, so we're asking who's been the player of the calendar year for Bristol City. Thinking all the way back from January to the playoffs, semi-finals to this game.
That's a great question. I'd have to say, obviously he was injured, and then obviously if Knight had been fit and carried on playing, I would have definitely said Knight. But because obviously he got injured and then he hasn't been around until recently, I'd have to go Rob Dickie, I think, just for pure consistency. I think he's been up there. And I think he's had another good season I think the player on judging on this season at the moment would have been Randall. But I think from Dickie, I'd definitely say from January to where we are now. Yeah.
Agree, Liam?
No, I'd have gone Viner personally.
Good
I
shout.
think Viner's stepped up really well this year. He's led by example.
Super. We're up to the letter K in our Bristol City Encyclopedia. So, any good ones, or was this a tricky letter, Liam?
I straight off the bat, I've gone Tommy Callas.
Okay.
We had him on loan from Chelsea. We made him our record signing the season after for 8 million, and I thought when Webster came in, him and Webster were probably up there with one of the best partnerships in the Championship when they played for that one season. He would everything. He was just like Nathan Baker. He was just a head of brick. He would head and kick everything that was in his way. He wasn't the biggest, the massive, imposing defender, but my God, he had a leap on him, and he was hard as nails as well.
Okay. Del?
Do you know what? I was racking my brains, and I thought I'm not gonna Google it. And it suddenly came to me, and I don't know why we had this conversation. Jason Knight.
Of course. Yeah.
It's the obvious one, wasn't he?
Yeah. I sat here and I actually went through the team yesterday, and I thought, Kay Knight. Yeah.
Decent shouts. Yeah. Right. Finally, this week, then, we're asking Liam and Del to gift wrap a present. They can give it to a referee, a manager, a player of any other team, or one of their own sides that they wish to gift for Christmas. So, for example, the Hull City fans we spoke to want to gift Stoke City their dummy back for spitting it out in their recent game. Liam, who do you want to give a present to in this season of goodwill?
I'm going to go along that line. I'm going to give a box of tissues to Millwall. Just for those handbags, and they were, Jason Knight's going to get the Millwall reception when he comes back. Pour off. So, a box of tissues to dry their eyes for Millwall, even though they beat us.
Del, who are you gifting your present to?
You know what? I was going to go with Millwall as well. So I was going to go with a pair of boxing gloves or a stress ball for Alex Neil. But there we go. But yeah.
Okay, bro. Lovely. Let us know your ideas in the comments below. Of course, we'd love to see. Gerald Struber get a present, wouldn't we? With either a new contract or potentially, lifting the trophy at Wembley in May. That would be a great present, wouldn't it? But we shall see.
They parade the league trophy at Ashton Gate. It's fine.
Okay. Right. We will catch you then in the new year. Have a great Christmas with your families. Thank you for all your support in helping us grow this as well. We genuinely mean that. So from the bottom of our hearts, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2026. All the best.